Okay, welcome back everybody. So today we are going to be drafting the perfect bodice. So we're going to draft a bodice that will be form fitting, you know, without any bulging on it. So we're going to draft from the shoulder to the half length. And the measurements that we're going to be using are, we need your shoulder measurement divided by 2, the bust measurement divided by 4, waist measurement divided by 4, shoulder to bust measurement, shoulder to waist measurement, your across back measurement. So we need this across back and across front to get the perfect armhole, and then also your nipple to nipple for the dot. Okay, so these are all the measurements, and then we'll be ready to start drafting. Okay, so now to begin to draft your bodice, first thing that you're going to do is draw a guideline. This will be the shoulder measurement, the shoulder line rather, and then from that guideline we're going to get the shoulder to bust measurement, mark it out, and then the shoulder to your half length, which is right here, and then we square that out. So this is my bust line, and this is the waistline. Okay, and this is the shoulder line. Okay, so now on the shoulder line, I am going to get my shoulder, which is whatever your shoulder is, you divide that by 2. You place that measurement here, like I did here. From that shoulder line, we're gonna come down by 1 inch, which is right here. See what I did? You measure your shoulder, divide by 2 here, then from that line you come down by 1 inch, which is this mark right here. Now at this point you decide which kind of neckline you want, the length and the depth. So I will be working with a neck length of 3 inches. I place that mark here. And then for the depth, I will work with 4.5. All right, so this is your neck length, and this is the neck depth. So now you're going to connect the 3 inches to the 1 inch we came down from the shoulder line, because this will be our slant, the shoulder slope. So we connect like this. Then you use your French curve and join from here to here for your neckline. Okay, hope you see what I did. So now from this, to get the depth of the armhole, you're going to divide your shoulder by 2 plus half an inch, and that will give you, for me, that will give me 8.5. So I will, that's what I'm going to mark from here down here to get my armhole length. So I'll mark my 8.5 inches right here, and from the end of the armhole I will come down to that 8.5. So this will represent my armhole, you know, my armhole depth. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is get the half of this armhole line that we drew. Half of this armhole line, I'm going to get it like this. If you don't want to divide it, you know, off head, you just place your tape roll like this, like that. Hope you see what I did. So my tape roll from here, then you get that, fold it to meet the 8.5 like this. Now you place your mark. So this is our half of the armhole line. All right, so we're going to be creating our armhole now. So now that's where we're gonna use the across front measurement. Remember at the beginning of the measurements that we need. So the across front measurement is 12.5. We're gonna divide that by 2 and 2, and I'll have a 6.25. All right, so you take that 6.25 and measure that. We're gonna measure the 6.25 across where we have the mid armhole, on the mid armhole line. Okay, so you place it like this, and my 6.25 is right here. I place that mark here. To make sure that you're going to be able to get an accurate measurement, it's better you draw a line when you get your mid armhole. You draw a line like this. So this is where we place the measurement there. Across front divide by 2, you place that measurement right here, which is what I did here. Okay. So now we're going to place our bust measurement right here. The bust measurement at the end of the 8.5 inches line. So mine is 9.5, and I place that measurement here. Okay, so now you're going to use your French curve. We will be connecting from this end to here down to here. Okay, sometimes you can get this with one shot to make sure you get all the points. But if you cannot, all you have to do is you know, break it down. But I'm gonna try to see if I could get it all at once. This here. All right, so this is it. I'm gonna be able to get it all at once. Make sure you place your French curve correctly. And we start from here to there. Okay, so now we created our armhole. The next thing that we're gonna do is your waist measurement divided by 4. Mine is 8.5, and I place it right here. Then we're gonna connect from this to here. Okay, so now you connect your bust to your waist on that side. Okay, so now after you have connected your bust line to your waistline, you're gonna have like a slant like this. So that's why we're going to put the waist dot, and the average waist dot is going to be 1.5. So the first thing that you're going to do is come on your bust line, you measure your nipple to nipple. Place that measurement right there, and also on the waistline you place the same measurement there. Then you use your ruler. Using your ruler you connect that. So for the 1.5 waist that we're going to add, we will be dividing it between both sides. Okay, so this is so that's gonna be 3/4 on this side and also 3/4 on this side. Now the waist measurement, the waist dot starts 1 inch below the bust line here. So we're gonna come down here by 1 inch. So you come down by 1 inch right here. Then that's where you're going to connect your dot to. Then you connect like that. You connect the line like that. And that's your waist dot. So remember the 1.5 inch we took off from here, so you will add it back right here. Start from this line, you add back the 1.5. Then we will connect it back, and then it's connected like that. Okay, so assuming that you want a waist, a bust dot, that you don't want to use the waist dot, you can also add a bust dot, just like I did in this one. Okay, so in order to do that, this is our bust line. You're gonna come down by 1.5 inches. That's my from bust line right here. Come down by 1.5 inches, and then again the side dot is going to start from the nipple point here. You're going to mark 1 inch because that's where the dot will start. So we mark 1 inch right here. Then you're gonna use your ruler and connect here. Connect here. So that's going to, since it's 1.5, this is also going to be, you're going to divide it evenly between the two lines. So you're gonna have 3/4 here and also 3/4 here. All right, so let me just get the middle. That's it. So you have 3/4 on this side and 3/4 on that side. So this is your side dot, and this is your waist dot. And basically the bodice is all done, so we're gonna cut this out and use it to cut the back. Okay, okay, so this is the front bodice after it's been cut out. Okay, so we're going to use this now to cut the back bodice. However, there's going to be some differences. Like for instance, the armhole curve for the front bodice is usually deeper than the armhole curve of the back bodice. Also, the waist dart is going to be the same, and but the front bodice, the waist dart starts 1 inch below the bust line, but for the back bodice it's going to start from 2 inches above the bust line. Also, we don't have any bust in the back, of course, so we will not be having the waist, I'm sorry, the side dot. Okay, so you can either use this to cut the back, or you can start afresh and draft the back one, you know, but using this will be easier. So we're gonna get another paper. Now the back bodice is going to have a zipper, so I'm using a zipper allowance of 1 inch. You can use 1.5, 2 inches, or if you desire. So after that, you're going to place your bodice, the front bodice, like this. We're gonna start by the zipper allowance like this. That's where we're going to start our drafting. If you have a masking tape, you can use it to hold down the front bodice, which I will actually do. I'm gonna place the masking tape to hold this down so it doesn't shift when we're walking. Alright, so I've gone ahead and placed my front bodice on another pattern paper so we can draft the back bodice. So I've gone ahead, you can use your masking tape to hold it. What you're gonna do is extend this line. This is the shoulder line. You trace the shoulder. Also on the mid armhole, you extend the line. So this is where we're going to be placing the across back measurement. We're going to trace the half length and also the side. So like I said earlier, we still have the same waist dart, the same measurement for the waist dart, but we're not going to be using any side dart. Okay, so after you've done it like that, we can actually go ahead and create and place the measurement for the across back. So my across back measurement is 14.5, and if you divide that by 2, that gives us 7.5. So I'm going to, from here, from the zipper line, place my 7.5 inches. I'm sorry, 7.25 inches, which is right here. So that's a 7.25. I forgot to mention that we are using a zipper allowance for the back. So first you're gonna draw out your zipper allowance, then you place your front bodice from the zipper allowance, as you can see here. Okay, so after you've done that, we're simply going to use after we place the across front measurement on here, we're gonna use the French curve to connect from here to there. Okay, so remember, like I mentioned earlier, the armhole curve for the front is different than the armhole curve for the back, so that's why we have to go out here. So you can see once you go out here, it's more covered, but in the front, because of the bust, it's more deeper. So since I already did that, I'm gonna use this. Try to get all the measurements at once with your French curve if you can. If you cannot, then you can do it, you can break it down. Okay, so I'm gonna get that. Alright, so now I have that. Alright, so we're going to measure the neck length. I'm going to be working with 1 inch. So you come down from here. And then you place your 1 inch mark here. Use your French curve, you still connect here. So it's still this is still going to be 3 inches, but the depth is going to be 1 inch. Then you use your French curve like this. So we connected that. Now I'm going to be able to take out the front bodice. Okay, so this is the back body so far. So we're going to do the add the waist dot now. So remember for the front that the bust line starts from shoulder. It starts from shoulder to 10.5 for me. So whatever yours is, you place that measurement. Now we're going to draw the line. So for the waist, for the back waist dart, we're also going to use the same nipple to nipple measurement, which is right here. You place it also on your waistline. Then we're gonna connect the lines. And I also told us that the dart for the back, it starts 2 inches above the bust line. So we place that measurement here. Extend the line. So we're going to be using the same 1.5, the same as we did in the front. So we will divide the 1.5 between the lines. You place your tape rule like this. This is the 1.5, and that's 3/4 there. So you're gonna connect from here. You connect from there. Okay, so this is the waist dart for the back, and pretty much the back is done. What we're gonna do now is cut it out. Alright, so we are done with the back bodice. So that's how you cut your front and back bodice. So this is the front and this is the back with the zip allowance. To make sure that everything match, you can check. Remember, this will be folded in on your fabric. You can check. As you can see, everything matches, including the dots. Okay. So now, we didn't put any seam allowance on this as of yet. So when you're ready to cut this on your fabric, you're going to add seam allowance over here on this side, that side, the shoulder and the neck. Before, you know, sewing it. So if you were cutting this directly on your fabric, you would have already added it, you know, with your during your measurements. Okay, so this is it, in front and back bodice.